of League One with the game of the season so far. The unstoppable Charlton against the unbeatable Huddersfield. Mark McAdam reports.
See, we played with Mir in a cup game and got beat 3-0, and obviously the boys wanted to put that right, and thankfully we did it.
It's a very hard place to go. I went there 2 years ago when I was on loan at Leeds. We were top of the league flying in and we drew 0-0.
We're on a good run. We're playing well. We're scoring good goals. So may not continue.
You've only lost one game in the league so far this season. That shows how special this team is.
No, definitely. I think obviously the game we got beat Stevenage. I think after that we've won, as you said, we won 6 on the bounce, which shows that we've obviously got a good team and a good squad.
As for your gaffer, what's he like to work with?
Yeah, no, the gaffer's come in and he's always having chats with you, telling you what he wants you to do and things like that.
Yeah, he's top man. He's really good. He helps you a lot on and off the pitch. He doesn't really lose his rag that much. He just tells you how he wants you to play.
So he doesn't dish out the hairdryer treatment?
Nah, not really. Nah, not really. Well, you know when he's upset, because he comes in and he walks around in circles for a bit and stuff like that. But yeah, he's very professional, and all the staff here are brilliant.
But you know Powley quite well. Do you call him Powley still? Do you call him Gaffer?
No, I've got to show him some respect and call him Gaffer.
You call him Gaffer?
Yeah, I don't know how he'd react.
Because you played with him at West Ham?
Yeah, I did, that's right. That was my first season coming through, training him all the time, playing with him. So it was a good experience. He was a great pro to learn off.
A lot of people say Chris Powell's the best dressed man in football. What's he like? Was he turn up to training wearing?
To be fair, we don't see him because he's always in early doors. Obviously at the games we've seen him, he's got his little cap and that.
It's clobber. I think
I've seen him in that school tracksuit. I've not seen him in my Chelsea.
He's very well dressed. I think some of the boys probably try and batter me for my dress sense, but no, I think I'm alright.
Is it terrible, Danny?
Yeah, it's not great, to be fair. It's trying to help him along, but I'm not doing too well. It's got a long way to go to be anywhere near decent.
You're live on the telly. Which member of the squad is going to spend most of the time in front of the mirror before the game?
I think it would have been Johnny Jackson, I reckon.
Yeah, Jacko's not shy in the mirror.
Johnny Jackson, yeah, he loves a mirror.
Say Hamer. Hamer maybe?
Probably be Greeny, definitely Greeny, I think.
Greeny will be,
Barney.
Not me, yeah, maybe, yeah, the straighteners will probably come out, yeah.
You've got a bit going on
yeah,
here.
this is after training as well, so...
not looking its best.
Hamer might be up there as well.
Yeah, Hames.
He's got a lot of cash going on as well.
Huddersfield, they're on this unbelievable run at the moment, haven't been beaten in the league for 43 games. How determined are you that Charlton are the team that ends that?
They're a really good team. They've done brilliant on their unbeaten record. They've got some really good players, so it's going to be very tough.
It's a phenomenal run. Any teams do that in any league, it's unbelievable.
It's amazing, but I think it could work against them as well. At the start of the season at QPR last year, we went 19 unbeaten. And there's games when you're drawing, you're just not sure whether you should go for it or sit back because you don't want to lose. So they've had a few draws and maybe that's what's come into it, but they have a great team, great young manager, and they play great football as well, so it'll be a great game and they'll be right up there towards the end of the season, but I'm hopeful that we can end their record on Monday.
It's the top two, toe-to-toe. Charlton against Huddersfield, 7:30, HD1 on Monday. Great to see you, Carl, and you're going ever so well with the MK Dons. But those two have taken the league by storm so far, haven't they?
Yeah, it's incredible. We were looking at the points that we've accumulated in Sheffield Wednesday a few days ago, and in normal years gone by, he wouldn't be too far away, but the performance levels of Charlton and Huddersfield have been fantastic, and sometimes you've got to hold your hands up when teams do what them two have done this year. It's hard to match. But, like you say, they've laid the gauntlet down for the rest of us now for the rest of the season, and it's going to be difficult to match.
Second half of the season could well be different, you never know. But Charlton at the moment, picking up points everywhere. Away at Brentford, 3 points. Yeah. Bradley Wright-Phillips picks up the win there for them and puts them, ahead by 5 points, which is a lot at the moment, isn't it?
It is when you consider the games they've gone unbeaten, Huddersfield. It just shows how strong Charlton are this year. They've got good players though. You look at the players that they've accumulated over the last 6 months. There's a reason why they're top of that league, because they've got good players and they've got a manager who's gelled them all together. And like I say, they can go away to Brentford and nick a 1-0 like they did. That's a tough place to go. Brentford, and they've gone there and got the 3 points.
And they're doing that all the time at the moment, but it's a long, long season to keep on doing it. But you have to give them credit for where they've got to so far. At the moment, though, they're going to struggle but they're going to miss their skipper, Johnny Jackson, for a few weeks, aren't they?
Yeah, and he's a catalyst for a lot of what they do. He's been there for a few years now, and he gets them playing. Obviously, his left foot's extremely gifted and he scores goals as well. He's a threat from set pieces, but also he's the leader. I know how hard it would be for us at our football club. We lost Dean Lewington. You tend to find he's a captain for a reason. He's the one in the dressing room driving them on. He's the one on the pitch when things aren't going quite right. He's the one that gets them out of it. And yeah, I'm sure he'll be a loss to them.
But we saw there in the piece that the atmosphere is so good. It usually is when you're doing well, you're top of the table. Sometimes you can cope with losing your skipper and talisman when things are going well.
Yeah, especially with the squad they've assembled as well. But like we said before, you're watching the tape back and you can see it's a happy camp. You can see the banter's flying amongst the boys and everyone seems extremely happy. And obviously for Charlton and the manager, they'll hope they'll be able to carry this form on without him. For the rest of us, we hope the form takes a slight dip.
Yeah, well, it hasn't taken a dip so far. 5 wins out of 5 for them. And Stevenage, the only team to beat them in the league this season. It really has been a fantastic start for Chris Powell and the boys. And one of his first signings, the first, was Bradley Wright-Phillips, and he's been outstanding for them. 14 goals, I think, in 18 appearances. A real goal scorer at this level.
Yeah, he is. A few people raised a few eyelids when, obviously, one of his medicals he didn't get through last season. So they took a punt on him and it's worked off. And when you look at these goals here, they're all different. Some outside the box, some inside, some headers. He's got everything. And at this level, you look at the teams who've gone up, McCall Smith at Peterborough, Lambert with Southampton the year before. You need somebody like that to fire in week out and get you goals, and he's doing that.
Great goals from Bradley Wright-Phillips. And the amazing thing is, isn't it, Carl, that Huddersfield are unbeaten for 43 league games, but are still second.